So after talking to Dick, the fax machine started beeping, and I got a fax from Fiona saying that it would be, it could be a few days now before we spoke, and there was some technical difficulties or something because of the storm, and she tried phoning, but nothing was going through, so she would try a fax, and for some reason the fax went through, and I faxed her back. She just says, "Hey, call, how are you? Just letting you know we've had bad weather up here in the jungle, up at the lodge, and blah de blah. The phone lines are down. I'm going to try the fax, see if it goes through, and if you do, could you please just respond to me and let me know that it's gone through." Said that she was looking forward to seeing me. She was missing talking to me. All this type of stuff, which seemed to be a wee bit heavy for me. But I did like her, and I was looking forward to see where things went. So I didn't respond to her straight away. I wasn't going to be one of them guys that's just fucking going to drop everything to fucking, be all goo-goo and gaga. It just wasn't me. I had other things that I needed to do. So, you know, I just wasn't going to drop what I was doing and do that. So it was probably about an hour, 2 hours later, I sent a reply. The reply went through, and I got another fax saying that the phone line should be up in a day or two, and just speak to me then. And I just says I'm going to be busy for the next couple of days. I didn't really want to talk all the time, to be honest. I just says I'm going to be busy for the next couple of days with Andy and getting supplies and stuff, etc., etc. And I'd give her a shout. I'd give her a call when I had some time, and that was it. She didn't respond to that. It wasn't going to be a game of fucking ping pong on a fax machine. Yeah, okay, and then keep replying all the time. I just says I'll give you a phone call in a few days when things are better this end. I was concerned about Andy. Andy had just changed. He wasn't the same person. I don't know if he ever was going to be the same person again. He stayed on his own more. He didn't generally want me to go anywhere with him. I was just getting to the point where I was just getting fucking hacked off of sitting in the house all the time with the same routine, and I just says, fuck it. I just says to Andy, Andy, look, what's going on? I understand that you need a bit of space on your own. I said, if you don't want me here, fucking let me know. I'll go back down to Belize. I'll go back down to San Pedro. You know what I mean? I said, if you just want to be on your own and, understandably, it was just you and Tom in the house. And he's like, no, Colin, it's not that. He goes, I'm trying to deal with things, and I just need a little bit of time, a few days of my own. I said, that's fine, mate. Just let me know this stuff. You know what I mean? I says, I fucking feel like a spare prick in a fucking at an orgy. You know what I mean? So just let me know. Don't blank me. I said, I'll leave me a note or something that you're going out, and you don't have to tell me when you're back because you're a grown man, but just say you're going out, or just tell me you need a bit of space. And I said, no, I'll definitely understand that. It's not going to be an issue, but don't fucking blank me. You know what I mean? I said, because the purpose of me coming up here, I says, was to go to work with you and learn what you're doing, and learn to sell the gear and help you and stuff. And so far, you're just going off doing everything on your own, and you know what I mean. So, and I understood, but still, it was would have been easier if he had told me. So anyway, cleared the air, and I went to the gym for a couple hours, went for a swim in the pool. I took up some scuba gear, got the scuba gear on. The pool was basically empty. I asked if it was okay if I could just attach a rope to rope off one lane, and everybody said yeah. They were watching me get the scuba gear on and stuff, and I was just telling them that I was trying out some new scuba gear. We sold it, we flew around the Caribbean, selling this stuff, blah, 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 and, then one of the neighbours that was in the pool, and she said, was it the ambulance that went to you? And I goes, yeah, and I told her that Tom had passed. She, oh my God, I'm really sorry. He was such a nice guy. He was very quiet, you know what I mean? I wondered, she goes, I hadn't seen him, this past, couple of weeks, and you'd usually see him sitting outside. She goes, in his little wife fronts and his little beer, she said he was ever so polite, I said, yeah, he passed away. Said he banged his head up in the bathroom, and I said he'd had a brain injury before, a few years before, and I said he just, he went to sleep and he didn't wake up, basically. So, oh my goodness, I'm really sorry to hear this, very kind neighbours. So that was it. I got in the pool, spent about an hour in the pool, practicing my skills, buoyancy, mask off, mask on, regulator out, regulator in, swimming for as far as I could with just blowing bubbles and making the ooh sound as you would in an emergency. So I would do this the length, hopefully try and get as much of a length of a pool as I could underwater on a breath. And then I would simulate with my hand pushing forward as your hand would be up, going up to the surface and doing all these type of skills and stuff. And and just doing that, taking the jacket on, taking the jacket off, putting it down, putting it at the bottom, taking a breath of air, diving down, putting my mask on, regulator in, clearing the mask, fins on, jacket off, blah blah blah, all this type of stuff. And I would do this for an hour or so and entertain myself really. So, and then it would be more monotonous going to the cinema, not monotonous going to the shooting range. I would go for a run. I would do my training at the house, do a bit of studying, and everything was just getting to be mind-numbingly fucking boring, But I just had to wait for Andy to feel up to himself to be going. I had Kitty. I'd take Kitty out to the backyard and let her run in the grass and play hide and seek, and she would climb the tree, and and I would call her. She was like a little puppy. I would call her, and she would hear her name, and she would come down straight away. And I'd have a hand like for some little treats, and she'd come straight to me. She'd climb up my leg, and I'd had all these little fucking. I noticed one evening when I got undressed to go to the shower, all these little fucking claw marks in my leg and up my back and over my shoulder and stuff, where little nails would stick into me as she was climbing. So, but it was no trouble. And I loved that little cat. I got to the point where I just really, really, got very fond of it, and I missed it when I wasn't in, and you know what I mean. And she missed me when I wasn't there, and I felt bad leaving her because obviously she was with Tom 24 hours a day, you know what I mean? And I kind of wondered what was going through her little mind, if she was being abandoned, because she would hear the door open and she would start meowing, then I'd open the door, you know what I mean? She'd literally run and attack me, jump up and, kind of jump at me and stuff and want to be cuddled, and the wee head would go under my chin, and you know what I mean? And it was quite distressing sometimes, thinking, she understands what's going on. So when I'd go in the car, when I would drive Andy's car on my own, I would take her with me, the little collar on, and I got a little seatbelt attachment where she should, I never put her in a cage or anything like that. I didn't want to cage her up, and she would just sit there being on a cushion on the chair, and I would wrap her little collar in around the seatbelt and around the back of the chair, and she could stand up and look out the window, but she couldn't jump, she couldn't fall or anything like that there. And people in the cars would see this tiny little orange face looking at them, and they'd be just goo-gooing over it, and fucking, oh, look, and some people would say, oh, look at the little kitty, all this type of stuff. And people just loved animals, and that made my heart happy to see that, because she was a defenseless, little creature that had lost one parent, and had now gained another, and it's very clingy, so she understood loss, you know what I mean? And I started taking her with me everywhere, and I got a little lead for her, and she walked very quietly beside me on this little pink lead, and people were gooing over it and gargling over it. So when I went down to the Keys, I took her with me. I took her everywhere I went, and hotels are okay with, having a little cat in the hotel room and stuff, and, I would always say she's very clean, and, oh, it's okay, we're used to animals, all this type of stuff, and people were very friendly. And I felt good, that she was coming with me and stuff. And that was it. So, about a week, it was about the 7th or 8th of September, and Andy knocked on the door one morning. He knocked on the door about 8 o'clock, and he said, do you want to come for a drive? And I said, yeah. And I said, I'll bring the cat. And he goes, yeah, bring the cat. He said, come on. He says, come with me. He said, I've got something for you. He says, come with me. And I was like, what? I thought it was more scuba gear. So anyway, we drove to Tamayami Airport to Hangar 92, and shook hands with Jeff. Jeff shook hands with Andy and gave him his commiserations because he hadn't seen Andy for the whole time, and and Andy says, go on in there. He says, there's something there for you. He says, I hope you like it. And I was kind of like looking at him, and that's all he said. He said, if you don't like it, he said, just let me know. He says, and we'll fix it. And I was thinking, fucking fix it? Okay, fine, all right, what, okay. So I walked in, and Andy's V-tail plane was sitting in the corner, and Jeff had a whole bunch of tools underneath it, and he was fixing away in it. And there was a car